Before we start the episode, a quick note from our sponsor, Curra Sports, your local go-to for high-quality sportswear and workwear. Operated by two dedicated brothers, Shane and Emmett. Curra Sports offer an extensive range of apparel for every sport and profession. Visit our website and social media today and experience the Curra difference. Get in contact with Shane on the email address of shane@currasports.com. Welcome to episode 22 of the How Is He podcast. Joined as always by my co-host Paul Popadoling.
Hi guys.
Before we get into our guest this week, we will cover 35 results, Pop, and the first round of Shield results in the next episode, right?
Yeah, okay.
I'll tell you why, because this week we have a man who was playing the game since 1994. He started with Ballindagan in Wexford, where he won a Wexford Division 2 league in 2000, and in the same year he was top scorer in Division 2 and Division 1 Youths League at the age of 17. That club didn't have a team the following year, so without a club, he and an old schoolmate, Thomas Foley Jr., decided to found Ballymurphy along with Johnny Coughlin, who was secretary of the Carroll League at that time. Rest in peace. They founded a youth team and a Division 3 team in 2000-2001. As he says himself, the rest is history. Along the way, this man has played with the Oscar Traynor Youths, the Oscar Traynor Juniors, has won various Player of the Year awards along with 5 golden boots with Ballymurphy. He has won numerous cups including Dooley Motors Cup, 2 Med Bar Cups, Division 1 treble, 3 Tully Travel Cups and a fair bit more. He also probably has the all-time goal scoring record in the Carroll League, although it's not verified. A massive welcome to Ballymurphy chairman, player and legend Thomas Doyle. Thomas, how are you?
Well, hi guys.
Welcome onto the podcast.
Good.
You nervous?
Oh yeah, a small bit.
You better be, because they don't want to. I'm only joking. Thomas, when we set up these podcasts, we I do send the guests, or Pop would contact the guests, we'd ask them to tell us a little bit about them, and they'd usually send us a couple of lines of what they won and all that crack. You were a little bit unique in the sense you sent us an email, like with unbelievable insight into it.
First email, was it?
Yeah.
Normally, yeah.
But like it was brilliant. Like, I actually read it twice and enjoyed it that much, right? And you know what stood out to me? You talked about your biggest achievement in football. And this is where I'm going to start. You mentioned your wife is your biggest achievement in football, that you got her to kind of buy in and play a bit. And tell me about that.
Yeah, I suppose back in late 2022, they're coming out of COVID. The Carroll League decided to try and get the ladies' league back up and going. I think it was gone for a couple of years, and then COVID finished it off.
So started a 7-a-side, did it, Tom, in 22?
Yeah. They all got together. They got the clubs together that used to play ourselves, Slaney, Hanover, Nurney and Pats, and we were all brought up to a meeting, and Troy went, of course, the usual suspects, myself and John Whelan, and one of the ladies who's mad into soccer down from our area there, Karen White, she came on board, and we decided to put in a team. Everyone said they'd advertise for players and said that we were going to start up a team again. So that was it. We called training, and we arrived at training, and there was about 25 or 26 girls there waiting.
Right.
And sure, the week before anyway, I was messing at home and with the wife saying, sure, you know, she might as well start herself.
You thought she was messing?
Yeah. And sure, she was great friends with John's wife, and sure, the two of them had, like, no disrespect, had never kicked the ball before.
First time ever kicking the ball?
Yeah. And they said to give it a go, and sure, then they roped in a few other friends, and like the thing steamrolled, and at one stage
you had two teams, didn't you?
Yeah, so we had to put in two teams. Then
did you play each other in the cup final last year?
No, we didn't. No, we played each other twice in the league.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Probably the most competitive games we played. But,
but the way they done that, I think, Tom, was it a lot of games in Pats was like.
Yeah,
wasn't it like that? I remember going over to watch.
I think when it came back, it was kind of a blitz event.
Yeah.
And then last year they ran a 7-a-side league.
Was that way we're right? Okay. Yeah.
And then they ran the cup 11-a-side. Am I right in saying that?
That's correct. Yeah. They decided to play like we put it to the ladies what night suited them the best, and everyone came back. Sure, obviously Sunday doesn't suit. When you have family,
of course,
like that, and So we all decided on a Friday night, and we decided to play it in Pats. So you'd have about 4 or 5 games in Pats.
Yeah.
Great idea, wasn't it?
Like, it was brilliant, yeah. Obviously, we had to travel.
Bit of travel for Leeds, yeah.
But, like, everyone bought into it. Like, it was... like, at one stage, we had 40 women training. Like,
that's nuts,
Are you talking, like, Ballymurphy, Boris and surrounding areas? Or
yeah, we're basically South Carlow. We're obviously Ballymurphy. Like, we're in the parish of Boris, so we have Boris...
Did you get a pull from Greg Manor or anywhere like that?
There's a couple of girls from Greg Manor.
Yeah.
And there's St. Mullins...
Bridge wouldn't have a ladies team around like that, would they?
Bridge do have a ladies.
Do have, yeah. Right.
But,
Highview, no?
Highview did as well, I think, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Kilkenny League in Kilkenny, the women's side, Travail won that last year.
Yeah, see, we always had a strong, like, the ladies in Ballymurphy always had a strong team. Like, they had won loads of Carlow Cups. I think we were the highest...
ladies winning Carlow Cup team, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
40 women, though, is nuts, Tom, isn't it?
Oh,
if they get that amount of... That's crazy.
It's crazy. But tell me, where does the achievement come into? Like, how are you getting joy?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Like, basically, it was only a joke, and John would probably say the same as well, sort of messing that, oh, come on, you may play and all this. And then they did. And after a few weeks, like, they were addicted to it.
Yeah.
One night training in a match, was it, Tom? Yeah.
Yeah. I think we played Nurney in a practice match, and like after all the years, you know yourself, like wives and whatever, like you'd be gone on a Saturday morning with kids and stuff from 9:30, you might be back till 4:30.
Yeah, some commitment, yeah.
On a Sunday morning, then I used to be always playing every Sunday morning for the last 25, whenever we got together.
Long time.
Yeah. And like to be nights out that would have to be missed, and nights away.
Yeah.
Football always came first.
Were you dedicated like that? Yeah.
I was, yeah. And like, I mean, I suppose to put up with all that and then like to buy into it, you know, and like it ended up they all won. Michelle, Sarah, Stephanie, all them, and all the younger girls, like they ended up winning the Carlow Cup.
Yeah, great.
You know, like, and it was. I'd say John will say the same in Karen. Like it was one of the proudest moments I ever had. Anyway, it's
brilliant. It's like it's
for a girl that never played football though. But, you know.
But even if you just focus on the achievement side of it, right?
Yeah.
Like I've just rolled out what the man has won.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And his greatest achievement is getting
his wife playing soccer.
And like, you know, I just thought behind it, like, geez, no one would say that.
It's a super answer, isn't it?
It's a brilliant answer.
Yeah.
Like, it's brilliant because I understand. I've been there. And to have her come along with you and get involved softens the blow because she understands what it's about now. Do you know what I mean? And there's a buy-in there, and
well, I heard on the podcast, like, you know, Lee Murphy, obviously, like a legend of the league, and he spoke so well about his mother. But that is the truth, and every club will say the same. Like it starts with mothers and getting the gear together, getting it washed. Like the bag will be dropped at the door, and like if
so, what 10 or 12-year-old is able to run the washing machine pods? You know what I mean?
100%, yeah.
Do you know?
Like if no one picked up that bag, it'd still be there.
Yeah.
Next Saturday morning or whenever to be going training. So like, I just think a lot of credit has to be given to the wives and the mothers and the girlfriends for putting up with us.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It's fantastic, yeah.
I don't think it works, even if they're not involved, Thomas. I don't think it works without their cooperation anyway.
No.
And understanding, like.
Yeah.
Do you know? No, it was very interesting. You know, I get it now. I understand it. Tell me, Ballymurphy, GAA stronghold, hurling stronghold. Why start a soccer team?
I suppose, like, it all started in Ballymurphy with the indoor soccer club. Like, we had an indoor soccer club. Like, we're the furthest village probably in the county of Carlow, so, you know, obviously lads from Carlow town and dig these
just
places.
a good 45 minutes, Tom.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, we'd always get stick, like, and we're always saying, sure, we may get the Carlow League to ring Michael O'Leary to put a flight on. Some of the Carlow teams to be talking, like, when to say, Ballymurphy, jeez, like, you swear that you're going to Outer Mongolia.
Yeah, but you know, I'll tell you, on that one though, I think you're better off with lads having that perception about you. I said this before. If lads are going down there thinking, it's Ballymurphy, great.
It's a feather in your cap, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's. I wouldn't change that.
Yeah, but to answer your question, like, it is a big GAA stronghold. Sure, they're like brilliant at GAA. Probably the best one of the best hurling clubs in the
They're always there,
in the
aren't they?
county,
Yeah.
in the All Ireland, or they got the All Ireland and won
Leinster senior,
Leinster and all this. But we had an indoor soccer club down there since I think it was 1984. They had their 40th year anniversary, and like not a lot of people know that from the soccer.
Sorry, 1984 they had their 40th anniversry in 1984.
No,
they had
formed since
2024.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So we all on a Friday night, we'd all go there, like be the schools, be the Ballymurphy School, Glyn School, Borris School, St Mullins. That's it, I think. But like there could be 100 kids there playing indoor soccer, and it was like when we were growing up, it was Mick Toole was the guy. It was Mr. Soccer, Mr. Indoor Soccer. Then it was carried on by another few people at the moment. Tommy Joyce, who's part of our committee, Shane Foley. They carried it on. Actually, Thomas Foley, the guy that started the club with me, is running it at the moment. So
right.
That's where we all learned how to play soccer. It's like sort of street football.
Yeah, absolutely.
We used to die for it on a Friday night.
What's the setup? Talk me through the setup. Was it like you just go pick teams on the night, or did
No, you sign up. The sign up will be in a couple of weeks now, but
it's still going. It's still ongoing. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And like we feed into it, like
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like this is one of the big things that for us. But you're divided into small girls, small boys, big boys, and big girls. That's the way it was years ago. I'm not sure.
That's
that's it now.
That's the New Zealand model now. You know that. For rugby.
They pick teams, and you pick 5 aside, and then you name your team. I remember when we were small, we were like. You could be Holland or someone like that, or whoever was good at the time.
Great idea, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
And then you just play a tournament for 8 weeks before Christmas, 8 weeks after Christmas, or was it 10 weeks, and you end up in the final, or if you get to the final.
So it's on a league basis, is it?
Yeah,
so you just play one game on a Friday night, table goes up, Holland is top, and they're playing Germany in the final or something like this.
Yeah. Like years ago, I used to be up on a big sheet, and like you'd see your.
That's brilliant.
It was like the old magazines where the X's and
the fixture one. It's like a mini World Cup, isn't it? Do you know what it is? You're after giving me flashbacks there now, because when I started coaching was with Grey Community Games indoor soccer. And Borris were always, if not winning it, getting better in the final. Obviously that's the spine of it then, is it?
Yeah, it is. Like I too, like the spine of the whole team was the soccer, or the indoor soccer. Now I think at the start Borris had their own indoor soccer club as well, and we used to play them in
say that was fiery.
Oh Jesus, I think we used to play them around Christmas back in the early 90s, and God, like it used to be
cut lumps of each other.
It used to be great matches altogether. But
they make you a better player though, don't they, Tom?
Yeah.
Like they really do. Like you said, mentioned the other night about the small game in the cage. The press is better, your touch is better, you move the ball quicker. It's a 2-touch game. That's where you learn it. You don't even know you're doing it.
You
really don't know you're doing it, and it makes you a better player eventually. Like.
And like we never had a soccer team around in Ballymurphy, so I was originally from Ballindagan. I lived there, born there. Lived there till the mid to late 80s, and we moved up to Ballymurphy when I was a child. So that's the connection I had there. My dad played with them.
Okay.
But as the years went on, back then there was no real, you had only one car and stuff like that. Like there was no. When I had to play a game down there, one of the guys. Paddy Butler was his name. He was the manager at the time. Like, he used to come up and collect me. Like it's only a 10 or 15 minute drive.
Yeah.
But he used to come up and about 10 lads in the car. And, like you go on like
sardines in a tin.
Like you wouldn't get away with it nowadays. It came to a stage where the indoor soccer was still going, and they extended it into the teenage. Like at one point it only went up to national school, then I went into
secondary school then sort of,
then I went to secondary school, and we were good. And I remember I think it was 1999 or just before we did the leaving, the team in Borris, the school team, we got to the Leinster semi-final.
Where?
Yeah, and we beaten up in Dublin by one of the, don't know who it was, Temple Oak or something, but we got beat on penalties. Like there was a couple of lads from Kilkenny on the bridge, and But the majority of the team, were from around Borris and Ballymurphy. And I said to Thomas Foley, I said, like we have the talent here.
Yeah.
I suppose, like, GA didn't really come into it because, like, it runs on a different cycle. Like,
Yeah.
Like,
It kind of dovetails.
yeah. So I mean, like, there was loads of lads that were mad into soccer, and the minute we said we'd try and start it up, like, there was loads of lads that they'd play.
It kicked straight away. Like,
Is it pure, like, so, like, this is, it's interesting because we've never had a founder on here, right, of all the guests we had. So talk me through the process. So obviously you've seen the pool of talent that's there, first of all. You kind of put the word out, lads are going to play. What's the next step? Where, like,
yes, we were only, I was only just gone 18, or we were both gone 18. I think it was one of the classes in school. We just said we'd do it, and I don't know who we rang. I think it was at Barrow or Sure or something. This crowd that were going around that time that were trying to promote the rural areas.
Yeah.
They said they put us in contact with John Coughlin.
Right.
And like, I suppose what happened before that was I was playing in Wexford. We had won the league.
This is youth league now, is it? Youth
the youths, and then we won Division 2 adults.
Right, okay,
I was on that as well, and we were just after winning it. And then I remember one of the guys, the captain of Ballindagan, David Kinsella, died in a car accident.
Yes.
And like great time for him. Like, he was one of the guys that put his arm around you, and he was one of these lads. He's just a likeable lad, and it hit everyone bad.
Mentor kind of figure.
Yeah. And from what I can remember, the father came home and said, "I don't think there's going to be a team now. You know,
it affected the club that much.
Yeah. This lad is going somewhere else, and other lads are going." So I suppose that was one of the reasons as well that I said, "Look, like, let's
set up here.
You know, now is the time."
Yeah. How would you even pick the colours, the colours of the jersey, the crest?
Well, we picked the colours of the jersey. Like Ballymurphy used to have their own GA club. It was always
before the amalgamated.
And it was always green and white.
Okay.
So that was fairly easy to pick.
And did you always play where you are now?
No, we started off in.
There was a different pitch up the road, wasn't there? I played in another pitch.
Was there?
Yeah, there was another pitch up.
No, there was actually two. This is our third pitch.
Is it a third? Right, okay.
The very first pitch was in Kyle, just right as you come into Ballymurphy on the right hand side. And there was an old man that used to own that. He was called a soldier, and I don't know, because he must have been a soldier.
Yeah.
But he used to go to the matches and go back to the pub, but he was. We knew he wasn't going to be around forever. But he said, "As long as I'm alive, you'll be playing at that pitch."
Yeah.
But and then after a while, the poor man passed away again, and that was the end of that.
Right.
So then we moved up to a pitch halfway between Ballymurphy and Borris on the back road. Now, it wasn't a good pitch.
No.
Or it wasn't a great area for parking and stuff like that. But
the pitch you're on now, is there another pitch close to that? Is that the one you're talking about?
No, we were in that pitch. We were there for about 10 years, from about 2005 to about 2014.
Yeah.
That was with the bad lane.
Yeah.
Everyone used to be giving it.
Yeah, that was it. You used to drive down the lane with.
Yeah.
Like, geez, you're like Ace Ventura going down the lane with. Yeah.
And then I don't know what happened, but we moved out. Because of there were so many complaints and stuff like that. I think we even had to get it tarred one time.
The laneway was worse than the pitch.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense.
No,
people give up with their cars going down the lane. It was terrible, but like in the bad weather, then you balls, whatever it is.
Yeah, there was emails coming in the league the whole time, lads giving out, and so we decided to look for another pitch, and there was an old, at the time we didn't know, but there was an old, I think it was a sports field. It was actually the field that we had earmarked from the very start, but for some reason we didn't get it. It's where we are now.
Yeah.
Up from the village, up on the right hand side.
So when you say marked as a sports field, is that by county planning or?
No, but years ago they said that they used to play games in like GA games or
rounders or
whatever.
Something,
yeah. I don't know. It's it's wide open, all right.
Yeah.
I'll give you that, but
Sherborne Celtic is wide open. It's a full size Astro. Like, that's part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, our pitch is not bad.
Yeah.
Like, we did tighten it up a bit because we had to get an under 12 pitch
That's the excuse. Yep, good man.
Up beside it, but probably have one of the best records.
Well, I seen a picture of it on the socials yesterday. I actually thought it looked lush enough now.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I tell
It
you.
looked alright, like.
It's a very similar story to the Ardatton one. Ardatton used to be like that, where it was like a sports complex around it, and all the community games finals in Ardatton.
I remember that, but that Ardatton pitch is very good.
Yeah, that pitch used to be in the middle of it, but where they do the javelin and all that. That was a soccer pitch in the middle of it, a running track around it.
Yeah.
And it was like a sports complex. That's named after my uncle, like.
Is it?
Yeah, my uncle Mim, yeah. He was the main man for Mim Gorman.
Mick Gorman's father.
Mick Gorman's father, out of Carlow-Lee. His that was named after him, and he's actually my godfather.
That's a beautiful pitch, though, you know.
Beautiful,
That's
yeah.
The Academy's played there for a while, you know that?
Who?
The Academy's played there for a while.
Did he? Yeah. Great pitch, yeah.
Yeah, Ardatton and Grange used to play there.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Jesus, Grange, actually. And tell me, because I'm going off topic now, so you entered team 2001, youths and Division 3, was it the majority of the same players playing both?
Yeah, well, Troy was still youths, and Thomas Foley was still youths, and all of our friends around our age were still youths. And,
yeah.
A couple of them playing for Bridge. I think there was a club in the parish as well. I don't think they had a team at youth. They were called Clugternon.
Played against them. That was on the borders on the right hand side there. Yeah.
I think they could have had a youth team as well the same year as us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But like we'd enough. Like we had loads of players the first year. Everyone just bought into it again.
Right.
And I'd say half the senior team was youths.
You were successful at youths though as the years went on.
Oh yeah, sure. The first year that we played youths, like I think we were third in the league. Like there was only one division.
Yeah, and it would have been good.
Hanover, Stretford, Parkville, Pats, all these, and like we gave every one of them a run for the money.
Yeah,
I forget. I think there was a real
no surprise there.
No. Did you get promoted out of Division 3 first time?
Yeah, we went straight from Division 3 up to Division 1 within 3 or 4 years.
Brilliant.
But on the youths, that grew and grew again, and by 2005 they had won the Premier in youths. And they'd done the double, and they'd done it like the year after.
They done double. Yeah, I remember that time.
That's where the foundation of our team then, like after that, came from. Like we had a great team for the first 3 or 4 years. Like, we went from Division 3 to Division 1, and I think we got to we finished runners up in Division 1 then, and we were going to the Premier, and I think Bagnallstown came out of Kilkenny,
came back,
and like we were given the boot. We said we weren't going up, so that sort of stuck in the craw a bit. But it's what happened at that stage was
that is harsh.
The hurlers won their first county final.
This would have been as Mount Leinster Rangers.
Yes, yeah. And obviously that affected us then. So like like obviously the hurlers and that went on and concentrated on hurling. But like that youths team then became the foundation of our team, and there was a few barren years, but we came back then. I think we won the last cup we won was in 2005, and then we didn't win one until 2013 again.
Youths?
No, like senior team.
Overall.
But like, we were stuck in Division 1 for about 10 years. We couldn't get out of it.
But it is a rotten division though, Thomas.
We did many a time we mentioned in the podcast here, it's so hard to get over it. Like every match is a dogfight.
Yeah.
There's no formula to win that first division.
No.
Like, and even let's just skip, say, going into this season incoming. Anyone you talk to, and I'll probably be an advocate myself, as in to say Felix probably look favourites. But the favourites tag in that division means nothing.
No, it's the start. It's
very hard to come out of that division, and like no matter, like you'll always be thereabouts. Like you won't, you know.
Yeah, well, if it's all about having a good start. Like last year, we lost the first 5 games or something.
Yeah.
Because we just got off to a bad start. Then players got injured. We didn't have the lads back from the hurling fast enough. But then come about the middle of November, like I think if you started the table from then on, I'd say we were probably up near the top. Like we won a load of games. to get out of trouble, and then we were up the table.
Do you have any relationship with the GA in that area?
Oh yeah. She's like there's a great relationship. Sure, look, I mean, this is the big debate, and with trying to go to summer soccer, like, I mean, like, it's the same players that play all sports.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can't, like, the county doesn't have the population to go to war.
No, it doesn't. No.
With each other, and this is.
I often have the conversation, and I have had it, and I've mentioned it before, especially at academy level, speaking to people involved in Carlow College and things like that. That there has to be understanding that your best players are also our best players, and it's good for Carlow sport if we can develop them in many different facets.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I just don't think there's a realisation there, and there's no relationship. So for you to tell me that there's a relationship between yourselves, let's be honest. You said Mount Leinster Rangers is one of the biggest clubs in Carlow, probably one of the biggest clubs in Leinster in the last 15 years, right? Like, that's serious competition. So, like, I mean, good on you for having a relationship with them, because it could easily be a different story. And
we train under Astro.
Yeah.
Like, we obviously pay for it, but like, we'd have teams there every night of the week, like underage teams. Like, we have teams at every age group, and so we do, and like you have to have a good relationship with the GA club.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, that's why we've been successful at juvenile level over the last couple of years. I mean, it's the same lads it's like a lot of the lads that train GA are training the soccer.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
probably coaching kids teams as well, are they, Tom?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Which is a big plus as well.
Like their dads, like ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they're mothers. They don't. They just want to see their kids playing.
Yeah, exactly.
And we have a good product, like, so.
Well, I mean, I mentioned that when Brian was on here that you're the biggest club juvenile in Carlow.
Yeah.
For numbers.
I don't know. I'd say I'd say we're one of them anyway. Like, I know, I'd say collection of these would probably.
So
to hear that.
Talk to me about the first year you formed. How many members did you have?
In the year 2000, between youths and men's, I'd say we had about 40 players.
And where are you sitting coming into?
At the moment, I was only doing the registrations the other night for the juveniles. We have just about 200 from under 16s down, girls and boys. We have about 30 youths. We have about 40 ladies.
This is with more to come, obviously, because we're in August, like.
Yeah.
So what did you finish with registered last year?
I'd say we're close to about 300
juveniles.
No, we have 200 juveniles, and between everyone, have 320.
200 juveniles. That's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
From under sixes.
From under sixes, like to under 16s. Yeah.
They'll be the same age groups as all Hanover. It'll be the very same under sixes the whole way up, and boys and girls as well.
Yeah. So you have to have teams at all groups. Like, we have teams at all age groups.
Yeah.
Now some of the odds and evens play with each other, but like. You just have to, the girls as well. But
that happens in the town as well, Tom. Yeah. Even though, like, Carlow Town would be a bigger place than Ballymurphy, say, right? No disrespect, but there's a lot of young lads that have, like, odds and evens, but they play.
Yeah,
the best,
of course.
The better players will play as well. Like,
so they just want to play every week.
Yeah. Of course they do. Yeah.
And I think that's why the juvenile league got in bother last year with fixtures as well, because I mean we could see it. Like, if you analyse the figures coming up for the last 2 or 3 years at the under 8s level and under 12s. Like, the league is going to absolutely skyrocket.
So Brian's mentioned it's unmanageable. Like,
like there's 4 divisions in under 12 this year.
That's crazy.
It's more than a one-man job, Tom. Like that juvenile fixture.
Oh, you definitely have to split it to non-competitive fixture secretary.
You have to do something anyway.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's a thankless job. It's a very tough job.
And tell me, with them numbers, like, and where you are, how do you progress? Like, within the club, do you have a clear pathway for kids coming in? Would you encourage them to go on academies?
Oh yeah. Well, like, when the academy emails come in, they go in. Like, we have a group, like a managers group or coaches group, separate to all the other groups. And when they come in, they're put in by John or me or Karen, and then they're shipped out to the groups, and anyone that wants to go for trials go, or if they're picked or whatever. Like, we had 3 lads on the Kennedy Cup team last year.
That's right. Brilliant.
Yeah. The captain.
Centre half is very good. Yeah. What's the centre half's name?
Shane Jordan.
Shane, very, very good.
Yeah. He actually got called.
Seamus Irish young lads in the goal, was he?
Yeah.
He got called for Ireland, did he?
Shane Jordan got called up for Ireland, and he's gone.
Brilliant.
He's gone to Wexford Youths.
That's brilliant, isn't it? Would you encourage that?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Like it's really proud. Like I coached Shane since he was under 10. Like we won the under 12. The first time we won a juvenile cup was under 12, and he was the captain. Like, we had a super team.
Yeah.
Very big difference between winning from a coaching point of view and a player point of view. It's a different win, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Different feel, Patch.
Completely
It's different feel, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's amazing figure. So if we focus on, say, the coaching structure of the club, are you encouraging people to go on courses? Do you do workshops? Like, are you trying to kind of, I won't say change your identity, because as we mentioned at the start, when someone mentions Ballymurphy, you're like, oh, we're in for it. So you probably would have a way, right?
Yeah.
But would you like implement coaching styles and different topics and things like that down through your coaches?
We obviously they have to be Garda vetted, then safeguarded, PDP. Now, I'm not sure. Like there's a few lads have the PDP, but like a lot of the lads that are over the teams play soccer. And they just know the drills anyway.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they'll bring the youth on the Sunday morning into their ones.
Yeah,
but not. Obviously, it's intense. You're trying to encourage more so than cop onto yourself, like that kind of way.
Yeah, like so. There's no real like. I don't like. Nobody goes in and dictates to coaches what to do. Like because we're always crying out for coaches. We actually had to bring in this year that to try and get more coaches, because we have so many numbers that we're given free membership for kids, for coaches, kids.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like it's 20 quid. You would say registration fees. That's what you pay now to get.
So you're giving free membership to kids whose parents coach.
Yeah.
That is such a brilliant idea, isn't it?
I never heard that before. That's brilliant.
But that's.
But you have to do that.
Yeah.
I'd say you're the only club in Carroll, is it?
Because you're volunteers. You
no,
have
I'm messing.
Right?
Yeah, that's the guys on the show.
Looking for volunteers.
Yeah.
They're giving up their time twice a week, match on a Sunday.
Look, sure, without coaches, you won't have a club.
No,
absolutely.
Like you'd have to pull teams, because I mean, when we started it up in 2018, it was grand. Like we'll say the juvenile section, we only had one team, and we were all the dads or whatever taking it over, and there was probably too many coaches. For one team we had under 8s, and next thing it just got out of hand. And after 2 years, we didn't have enough coaches. Yeah, like you're always crying out for coaches. You can't have enough coaches.
No, you can't have enough. No.
Because if someone gets caught or a child is sick or something, you could get a phone call on a Saturday morning. Like, I mean, I've often been racing from Slaney Rovers back down to Ballymurphy or back up to Killesh, like the whole day could be gone. Yeah, and it's the same with other guys. Like,
you're talking diesel here as well. Like,
do
you know?
Yeah.
I mean, so there's a few, like the main people that started the juveniles, myself and Tommy Joyce, Alan Welch, Paul Traynor, Seamus Ivers. We were going everywhere. Like we were like, it was just getting out of hand. So we just had to do something.
I also think for a club, getting the volunteers in, the idea you have to get them in for the membership thing is genius, right? I'll give you kudos on that one. But I would definitely say to you, make sure that there's an upskilling process there that, say that you're not losing players to, I won't say bad coaching, but say to poor decision making from a volunteer, right? So I would even say to you, like, even to give them a free clinic as well. Get a coach and do a clinic one Saturday morning or one Sunday morning or something. Just to kind of have them upskilled. Or because I just think with the volumes you have and the direction you're going, you're making all the right decisions. To kind of make even half a wrong one, it could set you back.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Make the coaches, make the kids make better decisions on the field.
Coach the coaches,
But it's what we've been trying to do, and like, I'm not criticising anyone, but like if you could, like, and you probably have the same in Hanover, if you could get someone down from the FAI or something to do a safeguarding course for every coach in your club and get them all done in one go, or a PDP for like, we get the numbers, or you go together with another club
Yeah, I think the workshops, I used to do a good few of them. I think the workshops for a club are a great thing. So I'd go into a club, usually wouldn't be a Carlow club, it could be maybe a club in Kilkenny or wherever. And I'd go in on a Saturday morning and just have a chat, and then I'd put on, say, 10 drills. Just 10 basic drills. And it's probably better than any coaching session. Because the coaches are there. This is brilliant.
Yeah.
This is brilliant. So I'd show 3 different types of warm-ups.
Yeah.
So 3 different types of passing functions, 3 different possession drills, a couple of shooting drills, a couple of defending drills. Just write these down, lads.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need.
Yeah. But it's hard to get someone to do it, like.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's hard to get someone to go and do it.
But sometimes the coach won't see the mistake they're making if they're actually coaching. Whereas they stand on the sideline and they see a fresh voice like, say, a Podge coming in and say, right, lads, do you know, that's a brilliant idea. That's a great idea. Take that. Or I'm writing down stuff as well. Look what the cones are. And this, you know, but they're basic things, but they're so important.
Yeah.
They really are so important.
Yeah. Where do you ever see a time, so your juveniles are obviously roaring, right? I'm going to ask you, it's probably a bit of a cheeky question. Do you ever see a time where you're at the top table with your first team in the Premier? Can you envisage you lifting the Premier Championship?
That's the goal. Yeah, that's the goal.
Would you put a timeline on it?
I can't really. Hopefully, we'll be back in the Premier within the next 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
Like we've seen it there over the last couple of weeks. Like we're putting in a B team now as well.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
We have so many numbers again. Like
as of now.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
2 weeks ago there, John Whelan manages the seniors, and I give him a hand. And we were down in Wexford. We had organised a practice match just down in Kilteely. It's only about 5 minutes down the road, just over the border, and put out the message for whatever, practice match, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Next thing, a whole load of lads
seriously
showed up, and these lads were here. Like these 2 young lads were there, with the Bally shorts on them, the crest tops, everything else. And John said to me, like, who are these lads? And I was here, like, I had to ask somebody, and said, that's young, whatever. I said, oh Jesus, I used to train.
You would have known it, but not on the spot.
Back 6 or 7 years ago. But see, this is the problem now, because the formation in 18 of the juveniles now is coming. It's 6 years on, so now they're gone past youths, and they're
in the junior setup,
and they want to, and like you have the same.
Yeah.
You have lads coming up, and they have to have a team, like, because you can't lose them.
No. I do, Thomas. I don't wait till they're finished youths to go and get them. So I go look at 16s again.
So do I, Pop.
That's why I do. 16 is like the cut off where I'm not going 15, it's too young. But there is a couple of lads 16. I'm like, come on in for a training session, or come on up for a game.
I'd always love to get them in pre-season.
Yeah.
Pop.
Well, that's like, you look at 16s and then you say maybe for a game at the end of the season. Like, not a weaker game, but you're like, give them 15 minutes, even a good game. Like, but then pre-season, come on in here with us.
Do you know what it is?
316 with us here at the moment.
Do you know what it is, Papa? It's the dressing room environment for them as well.
Yeah.
I think for a kid at that age making a breakthrough,
they mature as well, though, Podge.
100%.
They mature so easily.
So if we were to skip 10 years forward now, where do you think you are?
10 years forward from now?
Yeah.
Sure, the aim
I'd say you'll be still playing anyway.
Yeah, no, about that. But I'd hope to have our own, grounds, be in the Premier, and dominating juvenile soccer.
Brilliant.
That'd be, to get your own grounds, Tom, would be brilliant.
Yeah,
it'd be a big start.
We're
are you looking?
Oh God, like we've been looking for years.
And are you looking for grass or Astro, or would you?
We're just looking for land.
Right.
Yeah. The problem with us is like we're a rural club.
Yeah.
If we were in a town, like, no disrespect, the council could have land and they'd give it to you. Yeah. We don't have that. We're dependent on farmers and stuff like that. Land is like gold dust.
Yeah.
Like, couldn't see a farmer willing to sell you like 2 or 3 acres there, or
no?
Do you know?
No.
You have to get lucky that way, don't you?
Yeah, and you'd like to keep it as close to Ballymurphy as we can. Obviously we're a parish club. It doesn't bother me if we go outside, but I'd like to stay within the parish.
Of course.
Have it accessible to everybody. That's the goal. And
there'll never be the day comes that because you're a rural club, would you be able to share the pitch at MLR? No. that'll never happen. Like put a soccer pitch on a Gaelic pitch. Crosses, you know what I mean?
I don't think that would happen because
Stretford did that with Asca.
Did they?
Stretford did that with Asca, yeah.
On up the Prez?
Yeah, yeah. Felix played there as well. Well, Felix on the bottom, on the juvenile small pitch.
Yeah.
But Stretford years ago used to play. So the main Asca pitch. They played across. The soccer pitch was across.
And there was a pitch up as well, the hill as well.
That was
extension,
Hearts.
wasn't there?
Yeah, that was Hearts. Hanover Juveniles play up there now sometimes.
Do they?
Yeah, it was just that one pitch is cruel.
I remember years ago, 20 years ago, I'd say we Spink. You remember Spink?
Spink, yeah.
Spink used to play.
They played across the gap pitch, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
That's a fair drive for you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure it is, yeah.
She would have come over. You would have come over.
Go over the hill.
Over the hill, yeah.
There.
Get that plane going, Tom. Get on to Ryanair quick. Ring Michael O'Leary quick.
You're playing junior soccer since 2000. Am I right in saying that?
1998.
So you're 24, 25 years. You're probably going to your 26th season.
Yeah, at adult level.
Yeah.
I played when I was 16 down in Wexford.
Fair going. Fair distance. I spoke to you walking up here and you were telling me about your injury. Your only injury, was it?
Cup final last year, Tom.
Well, within the last year, when I went back, we're playing since the over 35 started.
Yeah.
Like I've been playing
12 months of the year.
Yeah,
it's the whole year round, yeah.
It never stopped, and I hadn't got an injury, and they were saying to me at home, like, Jake, you're going to have to stop because something is going to happen. But, so last October or last September, after we played the over 35s, like Jesus, we got to 3 finals. We drew the league with Bagnallstown and got bet in the playoff.
That's right, yeah.
We got to the Divisional Cup final and were beaten by Bagnallstown on penalties.
They beat you in 2 finals.
And then we got to that Martin Mullins Cup. Remember we bet you in the semi-final?
That was a crazy game. That was crazy.
We were
down and we knew
10
it
minutes
was
to go.
and down to 9 men.
Yeah, there was 2 lads sent off.
3 minutes to go. There was
more
at you. Jesus Christ, the right wind up lads and getting wild levels was big. Just the way it was cracked. But they were down to 9 men and I was like, Jesus Christ, we have it home and hose. They was short. Keep the ball, lads, keep the ball. And I said, no. So a free kick came in then, and of course the other lad buried it from the edge of the box. You got the equaliser, didn't you?
Yeah.
Who else?
And I don't know who scored the winner, but the equaliser.
Yeah,
and then went to penalties.
With the scored direct from a corner.
Yeah,
direct from a corner.
Yeah, then
5 minutes to go. And then on the last kick of the game, I'd say he crossed in the ball and I volleyed it.
Yeah, you could see the equaliser. Yeah.
So then went to penalties.
Yeah.
And Troy missed the penalty, and so did you.
I missed the penalty. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Missed the penalty as well.
Missed the penalty. Yeah. I redeemed myself up. I won the cup final for the boys.
Yeah.
Who bet you in the Martin Mullins then?
Bagnallstown again.
Yeah.
I should bang some bet Pats the same final.
That's right.
Similar story to your game.
Again, they were 2-0 up, and we came back with 20 minutes to go, 2-2, and went to penalties, and we didn't score 1 penalty. And the Bagnallstown didn't either. I think they only scored 2 penalties. But that must
be the lowest scoring penalty shoot of all time.
Just our bogey team. We're both in Division 3, but
that Bagnallstown 35
I don't know how Bagnallstown Division 3.
Yeah.
They were great. They had some players, John Miley.
I went down and looked at them in the. We were playing Ballymurphy in the semi-final. I think it was a couple of days later, and they were playing Slaney Rovers in the other semi-final. And I looked into the Bagnallstown team. I was like, Trevor Nolan,
John Miley, David Miley,
Don Doyle.
John Doyle.
Do you know what I mean? The lads in the Peter was in the Peter Lyles in the sideline. Brian was playing middle of the field.
Yeah.
Well, I said they're played against them in the Premier for years, like.
Very good.
And then they're down in Division 3 in it, and I said that's too strong.
Yeah.
They're showing their worth now, ain't they?
Yeah, but you said to me walking up that you got the surgery, the ACL was done, and I asked him, Pop, how's recovery going? He says, well, usually when you get tested after the operation, lads are 65%. I'm at 75%. Like, it's, I tell you, you've fair drive.
Is that the ACL happened against Dublin Celtic?
Yeah, it's only 4 weeks off surgery.
Yeah, I got an operation. I did the ACL in the cup final against.
It was over, yeah.
Yeah, went down after 15 minutes. It's the worst.
Well, I said it. I was standing beside Stuart Murphy. He was up at where your shop is in Pat's. It was like a festival of football, the music and all the kids in the field. Great crowd at it, yeah. But I said he doesn't stay down. He must be hurt. First thing I said about him, But
this is your worst one ever. Worst one you ever got.
Yeah, well, within the last, I said I'd stop playing last September, the senior anyway,
right.
And within a few weeks I got the phone call again from John saying you may come back, the boys are we're going well now again. We had young Ted Joyce and all these.
Good player, isn't he? I've mentioned him a few times now, that chap.
But then he got injured, so he said, "You're going to have to come back." But then, just as I came back, we were training down in Highview, and I broke my nose.
Go ahead.
So I was out for. I was supposed to be out for 6 weeks, but I came back after about 3. I actually played in the Pat's B team. That's when I came back.
Okay.
So I said, look, sure, that's probably one of the worst injuries I had. But then did the ACL then, and but I think it actually was strained the Sunday before we played Burn Celtic in the semi-final, and we were rank outsiders.
Yeah.
And Ted was injured as well, and I'd say the boys were coming down. We actually played them the week before, and it was floodlight failure.
Right.
The game was switched then to Ballymurphy.
Yeah.
The gods are on your side then.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the boys, of course, I'd say like they were 1-0 up on us when the floodlights went, but they were actually playing well. But anyhow, I knew it's a different ball game coming to Ballymurphy anyway. And
that's what I'm saying.
We turned them over anyway.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change that for the world. Genuinely wouldn't.
Yeah, we turned them over, but I remember the last 5 minutes I had to come off. Like I got entangled in with a guy, and I don't know. The referee said he could hear me knee pop, but I didn't. And the cup final then was the following Saturday night. So I
obviously weakened something.
It was on the way.
Yeah, well, I had to get it right, but we organised a practice match with Highview on the Wednesday night.
4 cup final.
Yeah, it was over 35s and
a mixture sort of both, yeah.
And I like this was the test if I was able to play 10 or 15 minutes that
you'd start the cup final.
Yeah. So I come on with 10 or 15 minutes to go.
Got through it.
Yeah.
No pain.
I was hobbling, but I was okay.
Yeah.
And I was playing well. I scored 2 when I came on against Highview, and I was going mad to play. Like,
yeah. So who wants to miss a cup final?
Yeah, you're still mad to play.
Yeah, I am. It's killing me.
What age are you? Mind me asking.
42.
And you're still mad to play at the top level in your club. It's a serious drive, man. That is a serious drive.
But I know, like, this is a big setback now.
That's why you set up a B team, I'd say, was it? So you'll have football.
Football
somewhere.
I'll drop back in their sweeper.
The over 35s will do me now.
Yeah.
But I know, like, I don't like. This is the one thing. Even last year, I didn't want to be taking young lads' places and stuff like that. You know? But like,
I know exactly where you're coming from there. But
you were saying, Pop?
No, well, taking young lads' places, but like past me, go up and play with the B team, to educate them sort of. And just speak to them on the field and be a voice and don't be giving the ball away, tuck inside and take whatever you're doing anyway. But you feel guilty about taking young lads' place. Like I remember, and this Tom Begley's young lad come on in the semi-final against Ballymurphy, Jack, yeah. But I came on instead of him in the cup final.
Okay.
He never got a run, and it's heartbreaking for him. And I was like, I felt so guilty at the time.
Yeah, I know.
But Pa was like, you will have a better impact in the game than what Jack could. No disrespect to Jack. And
did you go over and have a chat with Jack after it?
No, he was gone. He wasn't too happy. But look, he'll get over it too. He'll hopefully get a few more cup finals. He's only a young lad too. He's
a good player as well, to be fair to him. You're playing years, like you've been around years. I remember even as a young lad, Thomas, 14, 15, pick up the Nationalist and you're top scorer. You're up there. You're up there in goals. Every year, from when I can remember following soccer, right, your name has been all over in relation to scoring goals. Have you ever had any approach from any other club?
Look, it didn't bother me because I suppose it goes back to if you form a club, like I wouldn't have any interest in playing with any other club. I don't care who it was. No disrespect to anybody. I wouldn't play for anyone else.
You surely must.
I would have got approaches, and stuff like that, but it was never
an option.
No.
Carlow Premier sides, definitely.
Yeah. Never an option. No. Like it'd be like doing the dirt or whatever.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it, like, because winning something with Ballymurphy would mean more to me than winning a Premier with Carlow.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Like,
that's where I am as well.
Yeah.
It's just like loyal if you're if you're loyal to me, I'll be loyal to you, and like I just.
You see loyalty, what it means to Ballymurphy in his eyes, can't you?
With Ballymurphy, if I won an Oscar trainer, it wouldn't. Or sorry, county would be different. But if I won an LFA with Hanover or with Cretty Yard, it wouldn't be the same.
It's not your club.
Yeah,
it's not your club. Right?
Would you think that's a kind of a mindset in the club, like a thing? So say if you had. Say we're talking 10 years down the line and you are where you want to be, you're fighting for premiers, you have an unbelievable juvenile set up, like say you get into a position where you have players wanting to come to you.
Yeah, should we do at the moment, like
from outside, and there's no problem there, you take them in?
No, like if they want to play, we'll let them, or they can.
But here's the structure. Here's what you pay. Here's what this is the fee on a Sunday. It's your rules. It's not. They're not coming in saying, and that's very important too.
But I'll tell you what happens with the mindset you have in the club. See, when the day comes when you start getting lads in from the outside that want to come into you, you won't lose them. Yeah. Because your attitude. So they're coming in looking at you and your attitude and your X amount of years. I'm sure you're not the only one either, by the way.
No.
I'm sure there's many others that are there 10, 15 years plus. They'll see that and they're there. Do you know? That's why I think where a club ran inside in relation to management, players and coaches will always be a club that has an outside coach.
Yeah.
Do you understand me? You're not going to play for I'm going to play for this club here.
Yeah.
I want to be in this club. And you'll find it hard to lose them then. Do you know what I mean? You'll hold on to them. But look, I think I have massive admiration for Ballymurphy as a club. I hate the place, not going to lie to you. I think it's the hardest
so
place
tough, that's why.
to go. And I wouldn't change that. I think you have a good following. I know the last time we went down to Pat's, I wasn't there that Sunday morning, thank God, but I heard Badger was looking to come out with his life, I was told. But you know, and that's the kind of attitude and admiration I'd have, that well, this is ye, like, do you know. And I think there's a place for clubs like that in junior soccer, and I think there's a place for clubs like that at the top table of junior soccer.
Yeah, we're in the Premier. We were in the Premier back in 2007. We only lasted a year. And then we went up in 2017. We're there for about 5 or 6 seasons. Yeah. Like, we were never challenging, but like, we were fight. It was
but apart from last year, you were sort of that was the least comfortable as well.
Yeah, but we'd always have to win a game to
secure it.
Yeah, and you'd always fancy.
But you know you have to beat.
Yeah,
it's like we said, like it's like a league within the league.
You target the games at home. I mean, and then sure, like, he used to be great. Again, John was the manager. Like, he's great manager. He'd ring me on it. What are we going to do again, Collection? You know, this lad, have to stop this lad. Like if you're talking about systems, I'd hear you talking about systems. Like, you know, we'd even have a system to stop someone. Talk me
through your systems. Talk me through how you'd stop. Say you're playing St. Pat's in the morning, or say you're playing Dolman in the morning, and you're going up against the top 3 of Keelan Lacey,
Danny Thompson,
and Liam Ryan. How are you stopping him?
He's not going to give away much, or no?
Sure. I mean, you'd have your. We'd always put someone in front of the back 4 if we're playing Cretty Yard,
a screen,
Pats or Dolman or any of these lads.
So where do you lose a player from then? Do you only go one up top?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you'd always have to crunch someone early to
yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's the game.
I like the old Roy Keane and Overmare's thing.
I see that clip a lot online. You know.
Murphy,
And
I mean, but we'd have the players wound up. Like, John would have us wound up before the game. He'd say, like, with Pats, would come into the field, and he said,
softies.
Like, these lads are, like, they mightn't have said it or anything. They'd come into the field and say, these lads are giving out about the pitch. And and like, so, like, we'd be foaming at the mouth, like, you know, we'd be ready. Come on, let us at him. And we got a load of results against good teams. Like, I think we stopped Cretty Yard from winning the league one year.
Badger was the manager.
Like, we always played well against Badger, and then we had some battles with Cretty Yard. Then when you go away, though, we'd get hammered. You know.
Are you
sorry, Padgy, are you accepting that though? Like, and you're in the league, like, you're saying you're not competing at the top, but then you're saying, like, you make every game at home is your target. This target runs at home. Then you go away and you play the same team. You bet 5 or 6-1 or something like that. That's Is that just acceptable? That's it.
No, we'll try and set up, but always the credit are these lads. Like our pitch is like is a game changer. As well.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah,
tighten it up.
Yeah,
but like as well as that, like we never tried to get players, even though we got to the Premier with our own players from around the parish. Like we never went outside to try and sign players or go down to Wexford or into Kilkenny. Or we always stuck with what we had. That was my philosophy as a club. Like we're trying to run a club, not a team. And
and that goes on the point I made. Yeah,
and that's why the supporters show up every Sunday morning. Yeah, it's like a siege mentality. You know, everybody knows everybody. I remember we had one manager one year, and he tried to sign a couple of players from outside, and like he was gone by Christmas, and like we ended up still like staying up because we won the last.
Is that your man down the car and you now?
I don't know. I know, like
he's after going through. No.
But looking at
I know.
That's killed.
And like we went back to basics. Got back in our own lads, and we stayed up. I think we won 3 or 4 games in a row in the Premier to stay up that time.
So you're done then.
That was the year we bet Cretty Yard.
Yeah.
So, but in saying that, like, you know, you do understand that in progression as a club that when opportunity comes player wise, and if they kind of suit Ballymurphy, you kind of have to say, we just I don't care where they're from. Do you know?
Well, if someone approached us to play, we take him. Yeah. But we never go poaching for players.
No. Jason.
Yeah.
They're a different kind of player.
Do you know what it is, though, Thomas? The better you get, and the more successful you get, and the bigger you get, you'll go after players.
Yeah.
It's just a natural thing, like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we've some serious players coming up now in juveniles, like, and if they're not gone somewhere else, like if we can get a percentage of the young lads coming.
Have you thought about that?
Have a very good team.
Have you thought about that? Have you brought anything down in figures of what would you expect to come through? And
sure, like we're seeing it. This is the first year where we're seeing huge numbers from the 6 years from when they were 11 and 12 years of age.
Developing into youths / senior footballers now.
Yeah,
it's the payoff, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's a massive payoff.
But it's a patience game too. Yeah. Like you have to say, you can't just media fix this. Nah. It's this 12s into 13.
100% probably.
Yeah, now they're developing into this, and I'd say a lot of them youths will play B and or A. They'll play Saturday and Sunday, like.
Yeah, see, like, the way I see it is, Division 1 is a really tough league. Like it's a really good league.
Yeah.
Like the Premier, obviously the standard is very high, but Division 1 is very high as well. And if you have too many people on a panel, you can only put 16 on the card or whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to lose people.
Of course,
we have to have a B team now, and probably start with the young lads, and then bring them up. I think you can bring B team players up to 18.
You can bring B up to A.
They can play.
Wants to play 4. They can play 3. They play the 4th with the B. So if you have lads with the B team, if they play 3 with the A, they're okay. If they play the 4th, they have to stick with the A for the rest of the season.
Yeah. So
and it's the same with if they play Carlow Cup. They can't play Carlow Cup with both Ballymurphy teams, even if they're knocked out. If you play, like if you're on the car, you don't come on the field. That's different.
Yeah.
But that's the rule in it.
Do you know what's different in Kilkenny? That rule. What's that? I think it's 6 or 7 games.
Is it? Yeah.
I think it's 6 or 7.
You think 4 is too small?
I don't think it should be a rule. I don't think it should. I think it's a terrible rule, and I'm not pointing the finger in Carlow League. I think that if.
But you think A should go down to B?
Absolutely, yeah. Why not?
Do you think it's fair?
It's not about being fair.
So hold on for a second. So
you could.
No, but this is here's the fix, though, right? I am.
St. Pat's got knocked out in the first round of the Carlow Cup.
No, that's a lie. I am.
St. Pat's B get to the semi-final. All the B team players are out. St. Pat's are in.
No, that's a lie. I am all for fairness. This is where the reserve league for me comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned that as well. Yeah.
That's what I think you should do.
Like I heard you talking about that. That was in Wexford for years.
Was it?
Yeah. Back in the 90s.
And did it work?
I'd say it did, but. Like it's gone, so
yeah.
It mustn't.
I think it's a great idea because it stops that 3-game rule crack. So if your club, even Ballymurphy, now you have a B team next year, regardless of how good your B team is, you should be going to that reserve division.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in there with a Pats, with a Hanover, with a Collection, with a whoever it may be, Newark, whatever. That's the B. That's the B reserve league.
Yeah.
And then you have single teams in divisions. So your Carlow Cup then is a one-club competition. Your Shield is one club competition.
Yeah.
So the reserve players can play for the club in the Shield and in the Carlow Cup, but they're not going to enter it.
Yeah.
Then you'll have a reserve cup. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's fair, like.
That's why. That's why things should happen.
Division 3 is nearly a reserve league now.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all B teams now.
Sure. Apart from, I couldn't. Who's in it? That's
Like Baltimore were trying to get back down, weren't they? Didn't want to come up.
Are they gone down, or they're staying as?
I saw some email there.
I don't know, but I think, say and the space I come from that one now, I'm sorry to fucking go on about it, but I think it's I'm coming from a place where players come back from injury, players that aren't getting a game with the first team, players who are progressing from the reserve side, and it's just a cycle. It helps the cycle.
Yeah.
Instead of worrying about he's 3 games, yeah, but we only have 12 players. Yeah, but you're going to have to tie him. We're going to have to tie him.
Yeah.
So he plays that one game. The 4 or 5 players come back from injuries. Your man can't go play for your B team, and he's not football. So is that fair?
League,
well, yeah.
You're right. The reserve league would sort it out because it would stop. I wouldn't agree with it if there's not, because like if you were getting hammered in the Premier, you could drop all your players back to Division 3 and then win the league.
Yeah.
But you're not. But you're like, yeah, I understand. Yeah, but I don't know. I couldn't see anyone doing that as such. Like if you think maybe you'd go play for your first team and second team, but I'd say 90% of what I'm working with in Pats or coaching, if they're playing on a Sunday for the first team or Saturday night for the first team, I'm having my Sunday off.
Yeah.
Do you know? But I do understand how that could happen as well. You know?
I remember a few years ago, like obviously we'd be targeting teams at the start of the year, like we have to get ahead of these. But like, was there not a stage where Pat's B team were nearly better than the A team?
Yeah.
I remember.
John McGrath was over them, was he?
Yeah, over the B team. Well, they were supposed to. The B team were, the year before COVID, the B team were winning Division 1.
Yeah.
Comfortably, seemingly. I wasn't involved.
I went down to watch them and I was like, how are them lads playing? Because I knew them.
You had Lord, Leavin, Vinnie Farrell,
all
Thomas,
playing B, and I'm going,
Thomas Sheen.
They're Premier footballers, like.
I don't know what happened. Like I can't account for it because I wasn't involved. But I do know they drew each other in the Carlow Cup, and COVID stopped it. And I reckon if the game had went ahead,
the B team would have won.
I think it would have had worse outcome than a result of the game.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I think
a
lot of lads
would have. Clubs playing clubs. Yeah. Is it? Yeah, like we found that with the ladies as well. Like that's the problem with having 2 teams. Like there should be a rule brought in that you can't play each other or something.
Hanover A and Hanover B drew each other years ago in a cup, and there was 3 brothers, 3 O'Briens, on the A team, Alan, Eddie, and John.
Yeah,
and I was in the A team.
Yeah,
my 2 brothers in the B team. And one of them didn't clatter me, but I was broke up after 10 minutes. I had to come off. I carried off, boys. Yeah, lad did it on purpose. Absolutely wiped me out with a tackle, and I was like, "How's like he didn't get a red card or anything?" But it comes back to the thing: 2 clubs playing against each other is not good.
No, we didn't enter the B team in the Carlow Cup last year. No,
there should be a rule on that.
It's one club. The Carlow Cup should be a 1 club competition.
Yeah,
remember the Wonk B betting years ago?
That's right. Yeah,
Willie Ryle free kick.
Yeah,
remember like that was you know. I think, but anyway, going back to that one with the Pats one, with the B team better than the A team, they probably were better than them, and if they had played, I'd say it would have had a lot more ramification than just a result. If you know what I mean. On teams and things like that, I asked you to pick your best 11. The head goes down. Everyone does the same thing. Thomas.
It's the same reaction of every player.
Just cut it out. Don't worry about upsetting lads.
Podge is obsessed with the shape.
Bear in mind, he played against Kevin Doyle in the Wexford League.
Yeah, he
played with players such as Ross Munley for Carlow Youths.
Yeah.
Barry Brennan.
Yeah.
Jason Henry.
Yeah.
Neil Phelan.
Yeah.
A fair calibre of player now. You're going to disappoint a few lads.
Yeah. I wrote them down here, but Jesus,
it's hard to pick.
What shape are you playing?
I'll tell you now, this could cause a debate because
I love that. I love it.
No, you don't, Pod. You're obsessed with shape, Pod.
These
shapes.
like these systems,
triangles and circles. Now,
these systems that you talk about. But back in the 90s and early 2000s, we used to always we played it in Wexford. My dad was always a big advocate for it, and we basically got to Division 1 with Ballymurphy. We were playing a sweeper.
Yeah.
Sweeper system.
Yeah. Played that position loads. Brilliant, yeah.
So and it's gone.
So it's gone. No, it's non-existent. It's non-existent.
The last crowd I seen play that was when Dan Doyle from Bagnallstown, Nick O'Neill from Bagnallstown were over the Bagnallstown team. That very good Bagnallstown team. the boys played with a sweeper, Peter Doyle.
Yeah, but because they probably played themselves.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like it's a back four in possession. Now, this is my understanding of it. It's a back four in possession, but then when you're out of possession, it's goalkeeper, sweeper, a three.
That's it. Yeah.
Your midfield four and top two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Played an Oscar training game against Kildare, and they played a sweeper.
Like what?
Yeah, like I'd say you'll be a made sweeper because you have to have pace and you have to be
pop it quick.
a cruncher of a tackler as well.
Yeah,
to get to the
Gannon,
you'd be left one on one.
Well, sure, and you have to be able to read it. Like it's more so of intelligence and.
What are you telling a sweeper when he goes out? Like, what's the instruction for?
Well, there's a big bully of a front.
Are you saying then the centre half in front of you goes wins the ball?
Sure.
Yeah, they have freedom to go.
So you're just a second. The
sweeper that played Oscar trainer for Kildare, Podge. I'd say he was if he was over 5 foot, he was lucky to be.
Yeah,
he was unbelievable
the player
on the
I
ball.
picked the sweepers, I'd say, is
unbelievable on the ball. Covers the ground, just an absolute warrior.
We don't have to head the ball.
No.
And I suppose they can play out from both sides.
Yep.
So if they pick up a second on the left side, they're comfortable to clip him on.
You very rarely see him ahead of the centre half.
Yeah.
The other centre half is just instruction is we play like this when we have it, and when we lose it, 2 fullbacks come in and you just go like that.
But is it not just the screen player playing deeper?
That's your overcoat.
It's not just your 6 playing deeper.
See,
well, it is. That's what it is, Podge.
This is why it's probably gone now.
Yeah.
With lads like you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
That's like you get like.
I'm with Joe, Tom. I'm with Joe.
But yeah, look, I went with a sweeper system anyway.
Yeah, that's good enough.
So this was a very tough decision. I'm probably going to offend lads, and there's loads of lads I've only had a few hours to think about it or whatever. So right, so in the goal, would have played against this lad. He used to play for Palatine first, and then he ended up at New Oak. He was like super keeper, Craig Carney.
Oh, Craig's very good, yeah.
Very good,
We used to have battles with Palatine years ago. We were in the Tully's Travel, all that.
Yeah.
He used to play and goal with them. He was a brilliant keeper.
Remember that pitch, Tom? You couldn't see one goal from the other.
Can I see the crossbar from one?
You couldn't see the crossbar, yeah.
Yeah, it was nuts.
So he's the number one.
Are you going sweeper first now and then the 3 in front?
Sweeper. I'm going sweeper, yeah. This will be a friend of mine. He this is a Ballymurphy player now. Yeah. We won everything up until about 2004. Then he went to Australia, but Donny Whelan would be the sweeper. Like, he was a super player. He was small, stocky, great on the ball.
Good reader of the game.
Probably never headed the ball. In his life. Tough.
Push brill cream in. Just still in the very same shape after the game.
Sweeps over everything, takes the ball off the keeper.
Yeah.
Does that player, Thomas, have to be the most intelligent player on the pitch? In sense of sense and danger.
Oh yeah. Like, number one, you have to have serious pace off the spot. Yeah. To be able to
react to something. Yeah.
Read some, like you'd read it, but then there'd be times where, like, we're playing junior soccer, so if a ball comes in and a back or one of the centre backs miskicks it or misses it or whatever, you have to be there.
You also have to remember, Podge, when you play sweeper these days, you can pass the ball back to the goalkeeper.
Yeah. Yeah,
do you know, you're not going back and developing. You have to get back in the back. Do you know what I mean? It's just back to read it. So if the big lad loses the header, I'm covering the ground, I'm in here, back to the keeper. Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Just intelligence, right? Positional sense is key. Yeah.
Sweeper, like, I played in sweeper systems up until, I'd say, 2005, and then it just went. But,
Sorry, I'm just fascinated. What did you go to then in 2005? Did you go 4-3-3 or that?
4-4-2.
4-4-2, yeah. Okay. What you know? Still 4-4-2.
Tell him a lie, Tom.
4-1-3-2.
So you're 4-3-3.
Well, like in the Premier, it would have been 4-1. 4-1-3-2, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you always have someone in
You're playing with 6. You're playing with a screen. So you're playing 4-3-3 with a screen.
Yeah.
Point back and 2 boys in midfield going box to box, and then your wingers and striker.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Good man, Tom.
Okay, right, so I went with 3 centre halves then in front of him. This first man is probably the toughest opponent that I had over the years. Had some battles with him. He played with Felix first because they were always in our division, and then he went to Great Yard. There would be Bobby Dowling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a serious player.
Back
Yeah.
in Phoenix now as well.
Yeah.
Love is a battle.
Love the
Oh, yeah.
podcast. Big
Jesus,
fan of the
yeah,
podcast,
yeah.
Bob.
We used to hop off one another, but you'd
Yeah.
always end up shaking.
Yeah.
Bobby's a
shaking
gentleman.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like that's the way I played again. Be tough, you know, like you go
Yeah.
through lads on the field, but
Oh, sure, this, yeah.
once the final whistle goes, that's it.
That's it, yeah. Yeah.
And so he'd be one of the centre backs. The next man is the very same. He'd be a club man of yours, Papa. Sean Kavanagh,
Blackjack, yeah.
Blackjack. He was a tough man.
Yeah.
Great soccer player.
A gentleman as well.
Yeah, a gentleman. Yeah, and
Yeah.
always shake the hand.
He'd all, like,
after the
he'd,
game.
if you, I remember him saying many a time in a game, if you want to play soccer, we play soccer. If you want to fight, I'll fight you.
Yeah.
And that's it. But he's the first one up to you. Good game, Tom, that's it.
Yeah.
It's over. It's left on the field.
And it's the same. Like
What a club man, yeah.
And even when you be, I'd be bringing the kids up to play up in Hanover. He'd go up early, and he's up there putting up the nets.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like I just have great respect for lads like that.
He's a proper club man, Tom.
Yeah.
He's a proper club man.
It was pissing rain up there one
Yeah,
morning.
yeah. He only lives right beside at the back of it,
yeah.
like, but it doesn't make a difference. If he lived in Ballymurphy and he was a Hanover Hearts man, he'd do the same job.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where he lives, he's just a great club man. That's it.
Yeah. So that's him. The left side then, he's probably a left back. Great player, tough as well, but great on the ball. Great winger. Great battles with him against Craig Yard. Be Craig Comerford.
Yeah.
Hard as nails, yeah.
Yeah, and as well as he's a gentleman as well.
Craig's a nice lad. He lives across the road. Lives in Grey Cullen. Lives across the road. But he won't there.
Yeah.
Nice lad, yeah.
Great bit of stuff.
Centre of the park, you won't know this guy. This is the guy. This is David Kinsley, the man that died years ago. He was our centre midfielder.
That's from your previous club, yeah.
He was a serious player, just a great guy. It was one of the players I looked up to when I was a young lad.
What age was he, Tom, when he passed away?
He was early 20s.
Jesus.
Yeah, I remember it was the day I started work. It was the 24th of July, and the Sunday, it happened on the Sunday evening before that, I was going to work the next morning, my first day in working, and I'm still there. Yeah, and my mother and father heard it on the Sunday night, but they didn't tell me until I came home from work on my first day.
Where do you work, actually?
I work in Kilkenny. I'm an accountant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good man.
I have my own.
I have a few books there I want you to...
No, I don't.
Manufacturer.
Yeah, we were devastated. Like that was one of the toughest parts in my career in soccer.
What's good, isn't it good to have the... I know it's tragic, right? But isn't it great to have the positive memories, and that you still see him as a mentor, and like the fact that you played all this time and he's probably the first name on your team sheet, like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like when we won the league that year, like he was an awful man for getting yellow cards, and I think the day we won the league, it was in Rathnure, he was suspended.
Go ahead.
But that's just the way he played.
That was a consistent yellow card, sort of, yeah.
On the edge.
Yeah.
Great on the ball. Like just all out, like give 100% on the field.
Yeah.
Just a likeable character.
Yeah.
He was the heart and soul of the team. So he's a centre midfield. On the right or left, whatever way you want to go, this man, like he's like battles again over the years in Division 1 mainly, and then in the Premier. He's electric when he's unmanageable when he's on his game. He's one of the lads that John will be ringing me about and saying, like, what are we going to do about it?
Yeah.
On a Sunday morning,
Right.
when someone may do something or whatever. Like it'd be Danny Thompson.
Yeah.
He's a serious player.
Oh, he doesn't know how good he is.
He doesn't he?
No, hasn't a clue.
I don't think he knows how
Hasn't a
good he is,
clue. No.
Like he played in the cup final against us the day I did my ACL, but like he was really good at that. But we had a young chap left back, Joey Dalton. and he got man of the match.
And deservedly so.
Like he marked Danny. Like he.
Jeez, he must be fair.
Danny played on the right. He was cutting in his left, obviously, and your man had him.
He was out of match.
Red, but he matched him pace-wise as well.
Yeah.
It was a great matchup. I was down looking at it.
Yeah, so we matched him up on him.
Yeah.
Like he was a late call.
I was actually delighted for that young lad to get man of the match because he fully deserved it. Like.
He was.
I was standing there as a neutral, but I was not involved in both clubs, and I was like, I don't know who that young lad is. But I said, that number 3 deserves man of the match.
Well, listen, if you can keep Danny Thompson to he deserves man of the match.
Yeah. So he's a hard man to handle. The other guy, I think you had him on your show as well, would have had loads of battles with him over the years. Chris Dormar.
Yeah.
Like he was a great player.
Great player, yeah.
I remember years ago playing B team. I think he started B team years ago. We used to be playing in Division 1, just going back 3 or 4 years ago. He was always a good player. Great man to pass the ball. Always niggling at lads. And
that was his game. You know that for a ball is kicked out on, didn't you? Yeah.
Played on the edge. Like I said when I introduced him that night, he's probably the most man in Carroll soccer.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, yeah. But he thrives on it.
You can only respect.
Yeah. I used to love kicking him for years, but sure, you know.
I used to love kicking him.
I used to love it. Yeah, I used to
follow him home and give him a kick.
Yeah, that was the game. But that's more times he'd win more than lose. You know.
Yeah.
He always delivered.
Yeah, like I'd always like lads, like I'd be always up front or whatever, but you'd like lads behind you. You'd like to, when you turn around, like lads in the trenches with
Yeah.
So, like we were always in a battle trying to stay up or whatever, and you'd like them type of lads. So the 3 up front, first lad, again, it's a Ballymurphy player. Again, like I know I've heard your show there, and you're talking about if these kids had to get training when they were young lads.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
This is another product of the indoor soccer club in Ballymurphy. Street footballers, just like on his day, this man was unplayable. Like I'm not just saying it because he was a friend of mine, and we played up front for years. Like we scored loads of goals. Like the year we won the Tully's Division 1 to get to the Premier, I think he scored 33 goals. So we got 50 goals between us.
Two players,
yeah, and like we were just banging. I remember
like just teams not scoring 50 goals.
We're actually in.
You're talking about 2 people scoring.
These teams have scored 50 goals in the last 6 years.
But there was I remember going to the awards night or whatever, and they insulted us really because I think Hackiston were running away with the league.
Right.
But we had a few games built up in hand.
Yeah.
We won 10 games in a row to win the league, including beating Hackiston. And the passed some comment that was because of the GA fell apart in Hackiston, but or the GA affected them. That's why they didn't win the league.
Go ahead, throw in 10 games in the bounce.
We won 10 games in a row to win the league, so it was an unbelievable.
From a parish that's involved with GA as well. Yeah, do you know what I mean? This is crazy.
That was that. This man's name is Kevin Foley. You probably know him.
You know Kevin, yeah.
He's a great player. Great player. Like on his day, he was unplayable. I'm not just saying it. Like he didn't train a whole lot. He was a wild man. But if someone had to pick him up when he was 10 or 12 and give him the proper training,
just raw is all he was.
I'd say he probably would have made it. Like he was a serious player, and he actually had a bad accident there as well only a few months ago, and I want to wish him the best of luck. Like I don't think he'll be back either. Like work accident. Yeah.
It's a shame.
So like we were lining them up for over 35s now next year, and so that's him. But like I suppose like to make a point on the coaching, like some of these like all these players that you're talking about that were Mavericks.
Yeah.
Like if they were coached, though, it could have been coached out.
I agree with you 100%.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you know what it is, Thomas? Good players would figure out a way. Right, so if you say as yourself, I would have known you as a number 9, it's probably fair to say you wouldn't have got much coaching. But you know how to put the ball in the back of the net. Like you found a way to score. So same goes for full back, same goes for a sweeper, same goes to midfielder, centre half. If you're a good player, you'll find a way, because your brain and your technical ability will match up and it'll get you out of trouble. There's some players that need to be overcoached. to give him the same insight that G'd have without having any coach. You get me?
Yeah.
So I'd always would believe that I do like that Maverick thing. Like sure, Georgie Best.
Yeah.
It's a Maverick, and if he wasn't a Maverick, he probably wouldn't have been one of the greatest of all time. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there is like, as a coach, there is limits of people who have that kind of Maverick essence about them that you're almost like, park him, let him do his thing there.
Yeah.
He has, because I remember being told this years ago at coaching courses. If you have magic on the pitch, and that person is a winger, and he doesn't kick the ball for 70 minutes, don't you dare take him off.
No.
Because he could go win you a game. And it's not because he got savage coaching. It's because has that magic. Do you know what I mean? And you can't coach magic, man.
Some people just haven't.
Some people have it.
Yeah, they can
absolutely.
turn it on with 5 minutes. Like, they could beat a team in 5 minutes.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I genuinely, there's a lad that Scott Raycroft at us last year. Gone to Feeks this year. No, Scott would have got a bit of coaching and all that. But he is absolutely magic. He could get the ball on the left, touch it inside with his left foot and put in top corners right up to 25 yards. No problem. Just has that magic, do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know?
That's that. So that's Kevin. It's another Kevin for number 10. Played against him in Wexford. Like, well, you said if I played against any player, you could,
absolutely
you could
stick him on. Yeah,
and it would be Kevin Doyle. Be one of my heroes as well. We're around the same age, but I remember he played for Adamstown in Wexford, and we used to be playing against him in the youth league. Like, he was always the man to watch. And then the next year, like, he would have been on the youth team a year earlier, I'd say. And then on the next year, when we started Ballymurphy, I got picked for the youth team,
Carlow Youths,
for Carlow Youths, and Kevin was playing against us, and I was right back.
Go ahead, right back.
Seriously?
I was picked right back. Yeah. So he was in front of me.
Go ahead.
I was picked right back that day. Like, we had a serious team that year.
He was a skinny. I remember seeing him play for Mick Wallace's Wexford Youths.
Yeah.
Against Carlow Youths in a friendly out in Roselands. I'd say I was 12 or 13 maybe, no more. And I was out watching the game. And there's a skinny lad up top of 5'8", 5'9" with a mushroom haircut. And I said, who is this lad? Kevin Doyle.
Some leap on it.
Unbelievable.
Was Pat, what do you call him there that day? Pat.
Clockneil.
No, Pat. The guy that used to be over St. Pat's.
Yeah, Patrick O'Neill.
No, St. Pat's in Dublin.
Oh, Pat. Pat.
Pat Fenlon?
Yeah. No.
Not Pat Fenlon, no.
Bear with me. He won the league with Pats, and he brought him. He drew with Celtic. Big lad. Big lad. I can't think of his name. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'd say that was the game we played. I'd say the game you were talking. Like, was that the youths played?
Yeah, it was a friendly though.
Yeah, because we all went back to the dinnery after.
Yeah, it was in Roselands.
For a meal, and Mick Wallace came in with Pat.
I know. I can't think of his second name.
And like, he was like, his brother was the head man in Reading.
Yes, yeah. That's how sure. That's the connection.
Kevin,
yeah.
All them lads, but like, he walked in to the dinner, and I remember eating our dinner, and like this, like that's your man. Like, who's he here for? All the boys saying, like, who was he
involved in Dublin? St. Pat's.
He was over St. Pat's. He won the league with St. Pat's. He was over a few teams. Jesus, he's a big lad, isn't he? Big heavy lad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He was a great player back in his day as well. Is he sure his name is Pat? Oh, you're killing me now, so you are. You're absolutely killing me.
You're going to have to find that one. But, yeah, because
Pat Dolan.
Pat Dolan, that's it.
Sick, Podge.
Yeah. When he walked in, all the lads were like, I wonder who he's here for. But it was for Kevin Dolan.
Kevin, yeah.
He was talking to Mick Wallace.
Sure, Mick got him over to Italy, like, for a year and all that. What was he like to play against them at that age, with youths?
Yeah, I remember, like, we had a great youth team that year. Like, it was probably the best team that I ever played in. We had a few friendlies. We used to play in the old New Oak pitch where the Fair Green.
Oh yeah.
Cattlemart.
Yeah, the one with Cattlemart.
We played a couple of friendlies. Just I forget who it was.
You played in there. That was your.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we beat Kilkenny. We played Kilkenny in the first round, and we beat them 1-0. And Kilkenny were supposed to be in the red hot.
Probably had Michael Reddy and everything playing for them. Sure.
I can't remember. Marking some big tall lad.
Probably was Michael Reddy, I'd say.
No, it wasn't. No.
I should have just said Jeff for the crack.
But I don't know. We beat them 1-0 in the first round, and Jerry Bickerstaff was always in P. Johnny. I said, look lads, we're going well here. Back for training, whatever. We're playing Wexford in the next round. So that was like April 2001. And actually, like Ballymurphy had two. It was myself and it was Willie Hickey.
Oh, Willie Hickey, hurler, yeah.
He was the sub keeper. He was a great keeper, yeah. So there was two from the club on it after our first year, which was great.
Brilliant.
In the league. So they were obviously looking at something with us. But like we went down to play them in Corraclough in the semi-final, or in the quarter-final.
Some setup down there, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was class.
Unbelievable setup.
And I got picked right back. It was Seamus Gray, Terry Hockney and Jason Enright were the back four.
Peter Murray in goal.
Yeah. Or Murray, that's right. Then we had Barry Brennan in the middle of the field. He was a serious player.
Yeah. Enright.
Jimmy Dunn.
Yeah.
Middle of the field.
Yeah.
Ebby Quigley was on one side. And
Scully.
I think Neil Phelan was in the middle as well. And then up front we had Ross Nolan and
Jeez, that's some team.
Simon Ray.
That's some team.
Ross,
isn't it?
Ross Munley was the sub.
Was Enright on it as well?
He was left back.
Enright was left back.
Jason Enright.
He was a great left back.
Yeah.
That's some team.
Yeah, it was like.
And were you playing striker for your club, but playing right back with the county?
Yeah.
P. Johnny had a great eye for a player, though.
Yeah.
Clock had a great eye for a player.
Yeah, but your man, I remember being at the dinner dance or something, and I don't know who the guy was from New York. I said, "Jeez, was that match?" He said, "You should have beat Wexford," and because I had to go to Wexford General Hospital. Sure,
go ahead.
I'll tell you anyway. But your man said to me, "Sure, if you were playing right back, they must have had some team."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gas, isn't it?
That's the best group. I'd say that's the best group most people would have played with.
We should have beat them. They went 1-0 up early, and we got back into it, and brought it to extra time. And as far as I know, like we dominated the game.
Yeah.
We brought on Munley and these lads, and they just.
Ross was some soccer player, wasn't he?
On the boys, and I don't really remember much about Kevin Doyle that day now. To be honest.
Well, that's a respect to you as a team,
because he wasn't like he wasn't.
Your name is great players.
It was only after then.
Yeah.
He got big, but we got into extra time anyway, dominating the game, and ball came across the box, and I went to clear it. One of the guys flew in with a tackle and went straight through, hit me leg.
Go ahead.
And the toe was broke, and there was blood spouting out, but I can still show you the mark. But they stopped the game and had to call an ambulance, and I ended up in Wexford General Hospital. I think the game stopped for about an hour.
What was left in the game?
There was only about 10 minutes left in extra time. We would have went to penalties.
Go away.
But what happened was they had no subs.
Had a maid.
So the lads ended up playing the last half, I think, with only 10 men, and Wexford got on top.
There's only 3 subs then, wasn't there?
And beat him 2-1, because I remember there's no phones that time, obviously, and you'd be texting.
Yeah.
And I remember listening to it on the radio when I was down in that
Wexford Carlow
last minute goal.
That's brilliant.
To bring it to the semi-final, and I think they ended up winning it after, because I went to the final up in Bowes with a few of my friends from Ballindagan that would be up there with Wexford.
Yeah.
My old manager Pat Hanner, another great guy. But they played the Aircom League in the final, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But Wallace had created a dynasty at that time, at that age in Wexford. Remember they had names in the back of their jerseys and everything, They used to bring him off to Italy for pre-season, the youths. He could have had I think he used to pick a training squad of 40, bring him to Italy.
That's right. Yeah, Torino was his club.
Torino was his club, bring him to Italy for pre-season training. I remember seeing him playing around that time. Probably the same game. He probably played in it, and the names in the back of the jerseys and everything.
Yeah,
this is in 2001. It was proper professional setup.
Real professional setup. It
was the birth of Wexford Youths, really, wasn't it? The League of Ireland side.
That's where they got their colours, Torino colours.
Yeah, the pink and black. Yeah, but that was the birth of his idea to go in the League of Ireland then, because they must have won 4 or 5 Youths All Irelands.
Yeah, they did, yeah. And then he started Wexford Youths.
Then he started Wexford Youths.
Mid 2000s.
Yeah, it was he had a dynasty going. Soccer is like the Wexford League is the biggest league outside of Dublin.
Yeah, it was massive.
Some standard in some great teams in Wexford.
Brilliant teams.
Jesus Christ.
We played Bunclody last year in the first round of the FA or Leinster in Bunclody. That was some game of soccer. Jeez, they were excellent, very good, like well able to play. I think they were like lower the mid table in the Premier in Wexford, like.
Yeah.
And they're more than capable. Like they would have put up to anyone. That
we played North End, the Leinster Junior Cup there about 3 or 4 years ago. Like they're a serious team as well.
Outrageous outfit. Outrageous though. They enter the outside competitions every year.
We did when we were in Premier. We haven't since then.
Any reason?
Just don't.
What's the point, sort of?
Yeah.
But is there not a second tier?
No.
You have to be in Division 2 or something.
There's definitely a second tier.
Yeah, but it's not Division 1. It's lower. It's
so it's Premier Division going to the top tier of it. And right, okay. I think that makes sense though, doesn't it?
Shield is called, isn't it?
Yeah.
So sorry, so that's Kevin Doyle, number 10.
Yeah. You were picking a team. Yeah.
Number 11 then, again, it's another St. Feek's man / Cretty Yard. Like, this is another guy that you'd have to have your homework done on before you'd play him. I remember we were fighting tooth and nail with Feeks there, just about 10 years ago, I'd say, for the league. And this man, like if he gets the ball, he was unreal. Scored serious goals against us. Lee Salter.
Yeah,
he was a serious player.
Yeah,
and I think he done his ACL as well, didn't he?
He's back. I was talking to him recently. He's back training. He'll be playing for Cretty Yard at the end of the Premier this year.
Over 35s.
Played 35s last week.
Did he play? Did he play last week? Did he? Oh, he
against
came on.
Pats.
What did he play?
Played against Pats.
Was he playing? Just gone?
No. He's gone over to the game.
But he was a great player.
Lee. I was going to say Lee Murphy. Well, Lee Murphy's brilliant, but Lee Salter could control a ball and score in a telephone box. Do you understand me?
Yeah, he was always the man to watch.
So tight, like he could control it in like a foot by foot area and put it away. Graham is the same.
Graham, yeah, the two of them are.
I think they're very similar.
Yeah.
I think that's a serious attribute to have, to be able to do that.
Natural finisher, isn't it?
Yeah, natural finisher.
Yeah, so there's probably loads of lads I left out there. You're talking about New Oak guys as well. Would have played against him, like that Dean Kelly's serious player. His father, like his Sean. He was a good
player,
and a gentleman.
Yeah.
It's like I just can't.
It's hard to think of them all the
time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'd often think when you, obviously because you're not from town, and like myself and Poppy, we could talk about Hanover and Newark and Pats players and Feeks players and even Collection players. Like, do you know? Would you know who Pat's Dangerman is, or who's the top player for Hanover, or like, do you know the players around? Would you know the network? Do you know what I'm getting at?
No, we probably don't.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. No disrespect. We don't like. I know we're not as far away as what the.
Some people,
all these
over Mongolia.
We are away. We don't. Like, you'd know when we were in the Premier, you'd have your homework done and you'd have your system in place to stop them. And like, it was mainly strikers, like it'd be Salter and like these lads. Like Hanover had lads as well.
So Graham was banging them in.
Yeah.
Salter, then.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you could name.
Like Danny Doyle was another lad that played for Cretty Yard as well.
Played for Cretty Yard, yeah.
Danny's very good.
Come up with something against him, and we did. Like,
yeah.
Scored in his first game in England, I think, did he?
Scored in his trial. Did you see the video?
It was his trial, wasn't it?
He's gone to England.
He's gone to London.
He was trial. I was sent a video there by a lad. He went over. I think he's playing a bit of GAR, right? But he went over there and trialled for Saturday soccer in the pyramid in the UK is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So Saturday soccer would be kind of like semi-pro. So they'll have their Sunday League set up as well, but you can play Sunday League in the UK and then go play Saturday soccer, which would be considered semi-professional or on the road to, going through the divisions. So he trialled for the Saturday side. I don't know their name. They're in London somewhere. And the trial was 30 seconds old. He got the ball with 25 yards out. Whack. It's on video. Top corner.
Send me on that, will you?
No.
Thanks.
But yeah, Danny's. We would have coached Danny as a young
I saw
man.
him. I go to a good few of Wexford Youths games over the years, and he was playing with them. He was a great player as well.
Very good player, yeah. Hardcore.
I don't know whether he got it or not, but Was there an Oscar Traynor Player of the Year last year?
I've no
at the
idea.
awards. I think there was. Well, if there was, I think there was at the awards night.
I've never been to an awards night in my life
I will change that next year.
because I've won that.
I'll win something.
I don't know, we'll see.
So that's the 11 anyway, so apologies if I left anyone or offended anybody.
You're not the first one to apologise, Tom, you won't be the last. I'd say.
Yeah.
Everybody feels the same. It's hard to pick.
If I could pick a team that I played with, like I'd probably have all the Ballymurphy lads on.
Yeah.
And it's like we had great players over the years. Like I mean, lads that are still playing from the start, playing over.
What do you even name it? Even after naming that team, right? And unknown to yourself, you're after naming that youth team.
Yeah.
And not one of them youth players are in that team.
Yeah.
And that's an unbelievable youth team.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there was some.
Do you know what I mean?
I think they gave like Barry Brennan didn't really play after, did he?
Barry and Ross went in with Leash.
Yeah.
Ross would have signed every year for Pats though.
Yeah.
But he never played, but he would have signed.
Played Oscar Traynor with Barry.
Jason Enright left Pats and went to a tie.
Yeah.
And then came back to Crittyard in later years. He's actually the tie town manager now, I think.
That's right, he is, yeah.
Peter Murray gave it up. But yeah, you're right, a lot of them kind of do fall out and kind of stop playing and kind of level the head to the guy as well. But look, I think you said in your email to me as well, like, soccer's getting stronger.
Yeah. Like the standard, like I played Premier Soccer in 07, and the 10 years the 10-year gap from that Premier
7 to 17.
Like
some difference in it.
The
isn't
level
it?
just has gone.
In what sense? Just in footballing sense?
Way up, yeah.
Systems, styles, skill levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll ever play in the Premier again yourself?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, no.
You're finished.
I won't play with the men's team. I'll play over
35s. That's where you're hanging your hat.
Yeah. No, I know. I've had enough.
Well, I'll tell you, Thomas, if there was a Hall of Fame to be set up, and I used the Mount Rushmore thing, I won't put you on that, right? But if there was a Hall of Fame to be set up in Carroll League, I know you got an award recently, but you'd surely be put into the Hall of Fame because you've a fair career behind you there and continued success.
I wouldn't go that far, but you've had plenty of other lads on now before me who are
Yeah, no, you're right. There's plenty of lads there on before you, the Lee Murphys, the Buds Mars, the Pat Timmons even, who have won everything through their nose. But no one of them can sit down there and say that they've formed a club, they've grew it from 80 members to over 300 members now, and
that's some achievement.
You know, like, I mean,
no, some achievement.
I know, well, it doesn't like you don't do it on your own. Like
yeah, for sure.
No, but you're a major cog in the wheel, like, you know.
Yeah, no, like the committee we have are unbelievable.
Yeah.
As well, like there's serious men there, like John Whelan, the secretary. John is there for years, as long as I am.
But together, like, you know,
work, like Tommy Joyce, all these guys, Karen in the women's section. We have a treasurer who's there for 20 years, Mary Kate.
But you need them people, though.
Yeah, I mean,
you need them people, you need them characters. But that's what I mean, like, you know, in the sense that. But even at that, even with the group you have of doing that, there's no one can sit down there that we've had on previously can say that they've done that or been a part of that. So even without kicking a ball and on a committee and creating a club like you had, it's fair achievement.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And listen, continued success.
Absolutely, yeah.
I hope you don't get to the Premier because I don't fancy going to Ballymurphy. Just make sure you get in there after I finish up, will you? Do you have anything, Pop?
Look, I know Tom a long time. Great respect for him on and off the field and what you've done. I knew you were heavily involved in Ballymurphy, but I didn't realise you were that heavily involved. I knew you were always playing and obviously coaching as well, but you've huge admiration for everybody in my club anyway, and a lot of other clubs I could say have the very same. You go on about what you said about with John Whelan. You were always the one to talk about in other clubs. There's a mark of respect to you. You stopped Tom Doyle and score.
Yeah,
Ballymurphy will struggle.
That's a fair point.
That's a mark of respect to you, my son.
I think so.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming on, Thomas. I really enjoyed speaking to you. I could have spoke to you all day.
Yeah.
Chris, how long have we gone?
40, now we're 40.
Beat the Lord. Could be the longest one ever.
Record.
I was looking forward to this all week. I said to the Papa when we got on. And look, thanks so much for coming on. Lads, thanks for listening. The competition is now closed. The draw will be done on the next episode because I was just too lazy to compile all the names, to be honest with you.
Love your honesty, Posh. Love it.
Thanks everyone for the support. As always, thanks to Curra Sport for sponsoring. We also have exciting news coming, but we can't announce it yet. But it does involve a stage and two idiots. Let's just leave it at that.
And we're not talking about the two Johnnies.
Thanks again, lads. Any ideas, suggestions, feedback would be greatly appreciated. You'll find us on all the social media. You can continue to support our shows, buy us a coffee. The link is on social media. Everything we get goes straight back into the podcast. As always, lads, not my podcast.
Not my podcast.
It's Carlos Soccer Podcast, and it's your podcast, lads. Good luck.
Pleasure.
Thanks. Cheers, lads.
Thanks, Tom.
Brilliant. Tom, that was brilliant.
Well done, Tom.
Fucking brilliant.
Great stuff.